Welcome back to another Talk Dragon Tuesday with RPW. So there's a lot to talk about this week, including the new writer, the Electroflack, and some things coming up, as well as, of course, this week's giveaway. Now be sure to stick around because later on in the video, we'll go over how you can win a $20 in-game pack right here on my channel. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the wildfire changes. A few weeks ago, they introduced the wildfire to our PvPs, and there was some issues they've noticed with some of this, and I think they really wanted to take it in the right direction. So what they've done in this last event, if you'll notice, you were able to achieve 5 flames if you got 100%, even if you had 3 dragons in that attack, as long as you used inner fires. So 1 dragon with 0 inner fires was still 5, or even if you used 1 inner fire with it. But if you took in a second dragon, as long as you took in an extra inner fire, it's as if that dragon didn't count. Same thing if you took in 3 dragons, as long as you took in 2 inner fires, it's as if those dragons didn't count to take away any of your inner fires. Now, I personally found this to be very useful for myself, and I noticed, a boost in some of the points on my team when it came to other players. So I think this is definitely a step in the right direction. However, I know there is going to be a lot of thoughts of, well, it's not the same thing as what we wanted, which was the meter. But I think this really is a step in the right direction, so I want to say thumbs up to the War Dragons community. Okay, so the next thing I really want to talk about is that the next event coming in is the fortification. Now, if you have not done a fortification and you're new to my channel or to this game in general, then be sure to go over to my event guide series. I have some amazing tips on how you can score big in the fortification, as well as ways to plan out for it and so forth. So be sure to check those out so that you can get the best possible points during this next coming event. Now, speaking of this coming event being the fortification, which starts on Wednesday, might I add, we are also going to be having something new called the Electroflack. So this is something that as long as you're at least, I believe it's a level 65, you are going to be able to build this on your island. Now it's up to you whether you think this is worth building. If you're, feel like it's not worth it, then maybe you can hold off and see what other people think. I personally will be building it because I really think that it's going to be an asset to my current building plan on my base. So let's go through what this is about really quickly. Now, the Electroflack is a projectile attacking elemental flak tower that is going to damage the other dragons attacking your base with lightning bolts. Now, just because it is like this, it doesn't mean that it's, the most powerful or the most anything of that nature, because that doesn't necessarily mean anything. For example, you're still going to have things that can lock it down. You're still going to have things like elemental barrier. However, he is going to be a new tower, and he does have some really cool things to him, really cool features. For example, the fact that not many dragons anytime soon are going to have this as a passive resistance. So with that being said, it also has its own passive ability. Now, its passive ability means it will boost the things around it, the other flaks around it that are on the same island. Now, when I say this, I don't mean on, for example, if you have a double long island, it's not going to boost both sections, only the area where there's 5 towers. So it's either going to be on one of the mini islands or the front half of a long island. Now, you have to at least be a 65 in order to build him, and you will be able to have a maximum of these at level 8, which is 8 of them total. And last but not least, you will only allowed to have 1 per island, no matter how many that you can have. Okay, so let's go over the Electroflack tower in a little bit more detail. One of the things is, how many can you build? Once you're level 65, you can have 1. Level 70, you can have 2. Level 80, you can have 3. 90, you can have 4. At level 95, you can build 5. And then at level 100, you can build 6. And then once you reach level 105, you'll be at your maximum of being able to build 8 of these. Because again, you can only have a total of 1 per particular island. Now, when it comes to the interactions of this particular flak with other dragons, there are going to be some things you need to consider. For example, it can be blocked by the crystalline shield. It cannot be inverted. However, it can be absorbed by the elemental barrier. Now, this does not mean because it's electric that you're going to be able to use lightning resist against this. It's going to have to be a dragon that's got the eventual possible Electroflack resist. I don't know when that will be coming or if it even plans to come. Now, the other thing is, whenever it comes to the boosting of the other towers, it's really going to help with those super shots. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to make the other stronger around it. It's just going to make the super shots stronger. So that's something you probably need to know. Now let's jump into the next information here, which is on the new Dragon Rider. Now this Dragon Rider is a particularly, this is a defense rider. Now, this particular rider is what you would use on your perches if it was parked on a dragon, like riding a dragon, and it's going to help boost those perches. For example, when the Sea Gazer perch, it's going to buff the back, long, and the short island, and these are the islands will be overlooked by the statues and lighthouse monuments. And then if you have them on the River Watch perch, it's going to buff the middle and long short islands. These are the islands overlooked by the Guardian statues and the Tower of Learning and the temple monuments. And last but not least, the Stone Spear perch. If you put it on this one, this is the front long island, which is where you'll have buffs up there. Now, what is it going to do for you? Outside of what your dragon that he's on is going to do for your base, these are the type of things you're going to see. This is a skill tree. Now, this first one is increased tower HP. So it's going to give you a total buff gain of 3.5. Then you've got one for your tower attack at 1, tower HP at 1. Construction time will actually decrease by 7. And then your tower attack 3.5, tower HP, etc. So this is really going to help out a lot. So if you've got this like on your back and you've got your wood, your food, and so forth, he's going to make a huge difference on your island. He can really boost this up. Now, if he has his armor, however, it's going to even bring even more for this dragon. Now, just remember though, if you do get this dragon, he will be a fire dragon. So you're going to need to put him on, a fire rider. So you're going to need to put him on a dragon that has a fire element. However, if you can get all of his gear, you're going to be able to gain even more buff for your towers. For example, the Vitality Boots is going to give your tower HP a 2.5% buff. The Battle Plate is going to give it 2.5% buff to the tower attack, and so forth. So if you need to, you can pause this and kind of look over the information on this. But I think that this is really going to make a fantastic addition to anybody and everybody's bases. So I think it's pretty cool that they've brought this into this season's. So I personally think I'm probably going to have to go for him because I think that it would be really cool to have all these buffs on my islands. All right, so the next thing that's going to be changing is you're going to notice there is a tower level increasing where you're going to be able to make level 64 and level 65 towers. Now, most people watching my videos are not that big, so we're not going to go into detail on that. But I do want to tell you about what's coming up later this week. I tend to do many different things with other people and chit chat with them and so forth, but I realized that I don't really share a lot about me with you guys. So I am planning to do a video with you guys later where I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and what I do in real life. And this is going to kick off the series where we're actually going on vacation on Friday. So this Friday, you're actually going to get to meet some of my family. I don't know that anybody will be on video, but there'll definitely be possibly some people on here when it comes to Talk Dragon Tuesday and so forth. So I have some pretty cool ideas. We'll see what happens. I don't want to promise you something and then not come out. So be sure to check that out. We will be doing a video where basically I'm being interviewed. I'm going to give you guys, some little bit of background on me. And then we're also going to be doing a live stream later this week where you can ask me questions. All right, guys, now before I let you go, I want to go over a few things with you just to keep you reminded. Month I have been doing a Flying Dragons 101 series. Now tomorrow should be another, either tomorrow or Thursday, I don't know which day yet, will be on the Sorcerer Dragon, so be sure to check in for that. Now let's jump into this week's giveaway information. Okay, so if you want to win a $20 in-game pack, or a chance to, I should say, be sure to go all the way down to the bottom of this video and comment with your in-game name, #ElectroFlack, and then you will be entered for a chance to win. Now, I will actually probably do this drawing when we do our live stream chat. I'll have everything already wrote down, and we will do our drawing from this on that day, which I think will probably be Thursday. So be sure to check back Thursday with me, and we will check that out. And then I'll probably also hit you guys live on the road on Friday. So we'll see what happens. But Thursday, be sure to check back because that is the day you should see who won. All right, guys. Now remember, when it comes to my giveaways, I don't give away these prizes. They are actually distributed by those that help run the Creators Faction part of War Dragons. And also remember that Creators Faction members are not employees of War Dragons. We aren't really even volunteers. We're just simply people that have partnered with them to help get out the information. So I want to thank them for sponsoring today's video, and I will see you guys tomorrow for our next video, which is either going to be the Sorcerer 101 or it's going to be on the event. I'm not for sure which I'm going to do just yet. All right, guys, before you leave, sure to leave my video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell for notifications. And don't forget to share this with your fellow game mates. All right, happy hunting.